Yo, what's up everyone? My name is Andrew Warren, and in today's video, we have some absolutely crazy news for Tesla. To me, this is just the cherry on top, considering all of the great news that we've gotten around this company recently. And this news just came out today. It's the reason why Tesla stock is up 5.59%. And before we even jump into this, I just want to say, if you appreciate these Tesla videos and you enjoy the Tesla content, please make sure to smash that like button, drop a like on the video. It really helps me out more than you know, and plus it's just super motivating when I see that a lot of people enjoyed my video, and it really does make me want to do more as well. So I really would appreciate the love. And by the way, around 85% of my watch time on my channel comes from viewers that aren't subscribed. So if you find yourself getting a little bit more familiar with my channel and this isn't your first video, then maybe consider subscribing, because I'm not stopping Tesla videos. Tesla is one of my favorite topics, and it's by far one of the most interesting companies out there, especially with Elon Musk at the head. So it's very fun for me to do these Tesla videos, and if you find yourself watching a few of my videos, then maybe think about subscribing. I'd really appreciate it. But regardless, we're going to jump right into this topic today. And before we even jump into the news, I just want to show you what Tesla is doing so far for today. And like I said, it's up 5.59%, but if you look at my portfolio, it is going crazy. It is doing so well. This is the highest amount that my portfolio has ever been at. And if we look at the all-time chart, as you can see, it is past our all-time high on February 19th. So I've never been this high up in terms of gains in my portfolio before. And we actually have a very good percentage growth rate, considering that I started in December of 2019. So this is like 5 or 6 months of investing, and I'm already up 14.60%. or about $10,500, which is very impressive if you ask me, even as the person that owns this portfolio. I'm not trying to brag or anything, but I am trying to emphasize that I am a little bit proud of myself for making some smart decisions and doing research to where I'm able to beat the market. Because right now, I don't want to jinx myself, but I am beating the market. Even if we look at VOO and we don't judge it all the way back from December, if we just judge it from the past year, VOO is up 11.42% for the past year. So even with my portfolio only starting 6 months ago, it is already beating a full year's worth of VOO growth. But if we compare it from the December mark, let's say that's a 7% growth rate, and then now it's at 11.42. So we can basically say that VOO has grown about 4% since December, whereas my portfolio is up like 15%. So far, I'm super happy with the way my portfolio is going. As you can see today, I'm up 2.08%. A lot of that is thanks to Tesla and, of course, Microsoft, just a tiny bit, and a little bit of Apple as well. But we're up about $1,700, so I'm super happy about that. But let's go ahead and jump over to Tesla stock. As you can see, the amount of shares that I have increased since the last video that you saw on my channel. And we have another video coming out where I specifically talk about all of that. But as you can see from the pre-market, it started out at plus 1.79%, and then ever since then it has pretty much gone up until right now, which is at like 5.77% in gains. In total, just today, I've made about $1,500 on Tesla stock, which is absolutely crazy. And for those of you that don't know, I know that I've told a few of you already, but like many of you know, I sold $32,000 in VOO and redistributed those funds into Microsoft and Tesla, and I actually sold VOO stock at a loss. And I've gotten a few comments so far saying, Andrew, I bet you wish you would have kept your VOO, man, because it's already way back up to what it was at. But the truth here is, I actually made so much more money by doing what I did in selling VOO and investing it into Tesla stock and into Microsoft stock, because I sold it at a loss of about $2,200 or $2,300. And as you can see, the majority of this total return is from those transferred funds that came from Microsoft. So I've already made $3,400 in Tesla stock, and then I'd say maybe another $500 to $1,000 in gains in Microsoft stock. So I've already made about $4,000 compared to that $2,300 loss that I sold to invest in these stocks. And I would probably still be in the negative on VOO right now if I had just kept those funds in there. But that's another topic. I kind of went on a tangent. Sorry about that. But I'm here to explain why Tesla stock actually went up so much today. And that is because there is record sales in China. For example, we have this article from Electric. This is actually a pretty good source for Tesla news. I've used their articles in the past. But it says Tesla made in China Model 3 sales jumped to record high. And if we go down farther into this article, it says the Tesla made in China Model 3 sales have reportedly jumped to a new record high in May, according to registration data. The first quarter of 2020 was Tesla's first full quarter of production at Gigafactory Shanghai, where it produced Model 3 vehicles for the Chinese market. It says Tesla ended the quarter strong with just over 10,000 Model 3 deliveries in March, according to registration data released by the Chinese Passenger Car Association. And then in April, sales fell to around 3,635 units. However, the China Passenger Car Association has reported that Tesla delivered a record 11,095 made-in-China Model 3 vehicles in May. So as we know, that obviously basically 3 times the April sales number, and it was just a little bit over the March sales numbers as well. So this is record all-time sales for China, and this is very impressive. And then it basically emphasizes that China's automotive market has rebounded much faster than a lot of the rest of the world. And then it says the overall vehicle sales in China rose 12% in just May, which was about 2.14 million units. And then of course it emphasizes that Tesla is going to rely heavily on these China auto sales just because of the fact that the Fremont factory had been closed for a while. And of course we face constraints on production in the US, considering that we are a lot slower to deal with this situation, the Rona situation, than China was. So like it emphasizes, Tesla is going to have to rely on China's sales much more than the US just because of the Fremont factory closing down and many other factors. But as you can see right here, it says although the revenue is skyrocketing in China, the expenses are also rising. And it goes on to talk about how they need to develop a larger supercharger network in China, which means they basically need to expand on them and put more of them across China. And just to put in my personal opinion on this specific aspect, it says expenses are also rising like it's a bad thing, but in my opinion, this is an amazing thing. These expenses are going to grow their company so much and make them so much money in the long term. These expenses right here are for the long-term vision. It's like me investing into Tesla right now, and previously, I'm looking at the long term. And just like that analogy, Tesla is doing the same thing by building these supercharger networks, because they know the more accessibility there is to charging vehicles, the more people will be likely to purchase an electric vehicle if they have access to these basically gas stations, but it's for electric vehicles like the charging stations. And I can actually really relate to that because I live in a rural area in a state where the closest supercharger is like an hour and a half away in a big city. So I would really like to buy a Tesla or a Tesla Cybertruck, but I would prefer to see more supercharger networks in my area before I made that commitment, because I would either have to drive an hour and a half to this place to charge, or I would just be limited to my mileage capacity on my vehicle to where I would need to make sure I was able to get back home and charge for the night until the next day. So that is a limitation right now, and I consider this a good expense. It's a great way for Tesla to spend their money, in my opinion, because that's really how you roll out these vehicles and make them popular, because you need those supercharger stations for people to want to engage in that commitment of buying a Tesla vehicle. And then of course Electric gives their own opinion, and they say while May deliveries were strong for Tesla in China, June deliveries might actually be even greater. And it emphasizes that Tesla only started delivering its new long-range rear-wheel drive Model 3 made at the Gigafactory toward the end of the month. So keep in mind, with these Model 3 registrations, there is also the long-range RWD Model 3 that is just now making deliveries happen. So that could be another factor in vehicle registrations in this upcoming June month as well. So like I said, it emphasizes that June could be the first full month of deliveries for this new style of vehicle, the RWD Model 3 long range. And then of course the article predicts 25,000 units to the quarter. But regardless, all of this is absolutely fantastic news. And like I said, this is all just the cherry on top, because as we know, we had the Model 3 being the highest selling vehicle in California. It outsold the Toyota Camry and the Honda Civic, and the Model 3 was also the car with the highest registrations in the UK as well. So we have Tesla dominating California, we have Tesla dominating the UK, and then we also have a record number of Model 3s sold in China right now. And this is all on the curve of a full production month coming in this June. So last month wasn't even a full production month for the rear-wheel drive Model 3. So this could be a game changer this month in June. June, especially for the Model 3, because we have more types of this Model 3 going out for delivery as well. So in my opinion, this is going to be awesome to see. I'm very excited to see sales for June, especially in California, especially in the UK, and especially in China as well. Like I've been emphasizing over the past few videos, vehicles will eventually transition to purely electric vehicles and maybe a very, very small percentage of ICE vehicles, just because there's a lot of old style classic vehicle lovers out there, and of course those that like the sound of the engine, and a lot of collectors. But in general, I think the majority of percentage in the future will be electric vehicles, just because the performance is better, you have less maintenance, you have more storage, you have a low center of gravity when you're driving, which equals to more control, you can change your suspension. There's so many cool aspects of firmware and technology within the Tesla vehicle. Of course, we have full self-driving coming up soon as well. We have declining cost curves on Tesla production, in which they can increase the battery efficiency while also decreasing the cost of it as well. And like I said, we have full self-driving technology where everyone that owns a Tesla right now is gathering data for Tesla as a company, and they use that data to train the neural net and develop the full self-driving technology. So this is a huge game changer. This is an absolutely huge game changer when we're seeing such an uptick of sales like this. And as you can see, the stock is just skyrocketing even more today. And then we have Ron Barron speaking about Tesla's stock tomorrow. This is just going to be an absolute game changer for Tesla. And I'm just so excited to see what Tesla does the rest of the week, and let alone the rest of the year. I'm just so excited to see how this turns out. And I feel like we will be hitting that $1,000 share price sometime soon. So I'm pretty excited about that. But I just wanted to share this video with you all. I hope you enjoyed. Please make sure to smash that like button, drop a like on the video. It really does help me out. And if you would also like to begin investing, feel free to use my referral link down in the description below to Robinhood and Webull. If you sign up with those links, then we'll both get some free stocks, which is really awesome. But I hope you all enjoyed this video, and I hope you have a fantastic rest of your week. Stay safe out there.